What is up, everyone? Welcome into another episode of Titans Tube. It's Caleb and Amy.
Where did you come from? I was wondering how you were going to come in.
It was crazy. Welcome into another episode of Weekly NFL Picks. Amy, what week are we on?
We are on week 12, actually, which
Thanksgiving
is
week.
Wild. But before we move on to week 12, as always, got to look back at week 11, see how we did. I know you're trying to catch up to me, so you did some crazy things like picking the Carolina Panthers to, throw an upset, just weird things like that on the Ravens.
Hey, it was close up until that fourth quarter.
Anyways, week 11. So, Caleb, your record week 11 was actually really good, 10-4, but not quite as good as you needed it to be. Mine was 11-3. So that brings...
take all the easy picks. You do.
Whatever. So that brings us to 58-43 on the season for you, 67-34 on the season for me. So lead's getting a little bigger, shall we say.
Still single digits, though. Well, I'm going to catch up right here on Thanksgiving.
All right. Well, let's move into this Thanksgiving week 12 slate of games. So Thursday is going to be a big day for football in the NFL world. First game on Thursday, we have the Bills going back to Detroit once again. But this time they're actually taking on the Lions. They are not taking on, another team. It's actually the home team, the Lions. So Caleb, who do you have here? Bills versus Lions in Ford Field, which is basically the Bills home field now, I guess.
I got the Bills. Do you remember who the Bills played in Ford Field this past weekend?
Yeah, I do. No, I do, but I can't I am blanking on it right now. We watched most of that game.
Yes,
I know.
It was the Browns.
The Browns. It was the Cleveland Browns. Okay. Yes.
Now they're playing the Lions, visitors again. I'm going with the Bills. They're used to that field, probably more used to it than Detroit is.
The Bills locked everything up. They made sure everything was nice and clean. I'm going to go with the Bills here too. They're coming off a win, I think. They're good. They're fine. Stop freaking out about the Bills, everyone. All right, next up we have an NFC East matchup here. New York Giants taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys really put it to the Vikings last week, shall we say. We thought that was going to be just a fun game to watch. It was fun if you were a Cowboys fan. If you're a neutral fan, you just watched a beating. I'm going to take the Cowboys here. Giants coming off a loss, but I think they're going to go down 2 losses in a row. What do you think?
Yeah, I was excited for that Cowboys-Vikings game. It was the one game I had on my docket other than the Sunday night game this past Sunday, and the Vikings did not show up. And the Cowboys definitely showed up, and they showed their offensive balance, and I think they're going to make another statement here in the NFC East.
Yeah, Cowboys are really clicking right now.
They're going to make a division statement right here over the 7-3 Giants. Still crazy.
They have the same record as the Cowboys, which is so weird.
Not after this week.
Feels like, the teams are on different levels. Next up, so our final game on Thursday, we have the New England Patriots traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Patriots coming off that wild ending of a game with the punt return against the Jets. I'm going to go with the Vikings here. I do still think they're legit, still think they're a good team. I think they'll pull it out over the Pats at home.
Yeah, it's going to be a sweep for us on Thanksgiving in terms of picks. I am also going with the Vikings. I don't think the Patriots have enough on offense right now to deal with the Vikings.
Special teams, though.
Special teams. They can score them tutties. And, hey, if the Vikings offense shows up like it did against the Cowboys this past Sunday, it might be a tight game, and it might come down to that punt return.
Who knows? But you're picking the Vikings.
I'm picking the Vikings.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's move on to Sunday. Sunday, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming off a bye week, traveling to Cleveland to take on maybe Jacoby Brissett's last game.
Maybe.
Who knows? I'm going to take the Bucs here. I'm excited to watch. I felt like I just really missed them on their bye week. I didn't get to see any Tom Brady football. Who are you going to pick?
Gross. Here's my upset for you. Going with the Browns. Tampa Bay is going to be rusty.
The Browns are your favorite upset team this year. You almost picked them to beat Buffalo last week. They're your favorite upset
what's an
team.
Almost pick? It's a not a pick.
They're on your radar. They're always on your radar.
They have seemingly good matchups to get the upsets, even though they're only 3-7 right now. But this is Jacoby Brissett's last game. Amari Cooper has kind of been lighting it up. Nick Chubb is Nick Chubb, even though he didn't have a good game this past Sunday. And I think the Bucs are going to be a little rusty on the road here.
Myles Garrett's been killing it this season.
I'm going with the Browns. Okay. Call me crazy. Browns fans got to be loving me this season. Don't worry, this is the last game I'm ever picking you, though.
Probably.
Unless you get rid of Deshaun.
All right, up next we have the Houston Texans traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Pretty easy pick here. I mean, the Dolphins.
Dolphins, yeah. I'm going Dolphins, too.
Yeah, the day you pick the Texans as an upset team, that'll be a day. Next up, Chicago Bears traveling to New York to take on the Jets, or I guess New Jersey. No, that's the Giants. Whatever, wherever they are. Bears taking on the Jets.
This is a tough one. Both teams have a lot of question marks.
They're hard to figure out.
Almost feel like the Bears should be like a more of a threat, but they're sitting at 3-6, where the Jets actually have a good record and they're still alive in the NFC East. But a lot of drama this past week when Zach Wilson is, what's going on with him? Who knows? Justin Fields, 5th in the NFL in rushing. They figured out how to run with him. I'm going with the Bears.
Yeah, I do feel like I keep picking the Bears and they're not winning as much as I'm picking them. You know what? Just to stir the pot a little bit, because apparently I pick all the easy wins, I'm going to go with the Jets here. Jets at home. I think they're going to pull out the dub.
Oh, so you're going with the overdog at home with the better record? That's a hard pick for you?
Yeah, it's a hard pick.
Okay, that's your difficult pick of the week?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. Okay, you try to pick these games, okay? It's not always easy.
I am picking them.
I'm talking to you and to them.
Okay.
My goodness. Okay, next up we have the Atlanta Falcons traveling up to Washington to take on the Washington Commanders. This is another challenging one to pick. Two teams that I feel like, sometime, I don't know, they don't show up consistently as the same team every week. I'm going to go with the Commanders here at home.
Yeah, they both have a lot to play for. And, the Commanders have been rolling, but also the Falcons have come off a win. And I'm going to go back.
I'll win.
Yeah, they win one, they lose one. Actually, I'm going to go with the Commanders, too. I can't get further behind you in the overall record. So,
okay.
Commanders.
Okay. All right. This is another kind of challenging one to pick. The Denver Broncos taking on the Carolina Panthers. Both teams struggling with only 3 wins. Oh, man, this one's hard. I'm going to go with the Broncos here. Neither team has shown me anything to be excited about all season long, but Broncos get the W here.
I guess this game's completely even right now in terms of who's favored.
So this might be the hardest game to pick of the week,
It's
right?
pretty hard. I mean, both these teams are in shambles. I really wish we could just erase the game from the schedule so it doesn't happen. Just give them both a loss. Why not? But I'm also going to have to go against you again and go with the Panthers here, back-to-back weeks.
You on that Baker Mayfield train, aren't you? Okay, next up we have Baltimore Ravens versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Baltimore 4-point favorites on the road. I've got the Ravens here.
I got the Ravens here too.
Yeah. Next up we have the Los Angeles Chargers traveling down to Phoenix to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals coming off of a loss down in Mexico City. Chargers coming off of a loss as well, but I'm going to go with the Chargers here. I just think they're the more talented team overall. They had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams back for a little bit, at least on Sunday. So I think they're kind of starting to get some of their weapons back, and I think that's going to help them get the dub.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost, 3 out of the last 4, even with getting some of their starters back. I know the last Sunday night against the Chiefs was pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
But another division game here. Kyler Murray hasn't been playing. It's just impossible to pick the Cardinals right now. It's not a division game. It's not a division game. No. I said that, yeah. But Kyler Murray's not playing, and it's hard to pick the Cardinals right here. So yeah. I'm not going to. I'm going to pick the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers with the W.
I'm just picking the easy ones like Amy over here.
Whatever. No, whatever. I'm not even going to go there. All right, next up we have the Las Vegas Raiders finally getting a win in overtime. Traveling up to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. I got the Seahawks here. It was good to see Las Vegas get that win. Devontae Adams putting up some good numbers, catching the game-winning touchdown against the Broncos last week. But I gotta go with the Seahawks. They're coming off a bye, coming off some rest. I think they'll be ready to go.
Well, I'm going Las Vegas here. Devontae Adams is on my fantasy team. He helped me out a lot last week with a big win. I think they're going to get on a little roll here, make a late push towards the playoffs. Will it happen? Who knows?
Interesting.
The Raiders. That's my pick.
All All right, up next we have the LA Rams traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. A game that at the beginning of the season you might have circled on your calendars, but it's probably not circled anymore. Chiefs take this one easy at home. They're 14.5-point favorites.
It's one of the biggest I've seen so far.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
crazy
big.
From a team
against the Super Bowl champs,
the defending Super Bowl champs, but they are just an absolute mess right now. Everyone's in and out of the lineup for them. They're missing their star receivers. Matthew Stafford's dealing with concussion still. Yeah, Chiefs are rolling right now. They're looking good. Travis Kelce, best tight ends in the game.
Let's ask Tony
ever.
Gonzalez. Let's ask him. You got Chiefs. Chiefs are hard to stop right now. Next game, we have the New Orleans Saints taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Caleb, I'll let you start with this one.
49ers are starting to hit a roll, too. It's pretty nice. They're working Christian McCaffrey in. Hemi G, because he's the man, is starting to play really well. 4 tutties on Monday nights. I got the 49ers winning, but I got Alvin Kamara going for 3 tutties for my fantasy team. Let's go.
You just got to rub it in because I traded Alvin Kamara to him.
Thank you, Amy, for that. Thank you for Alvin Kamara. You're welcome for it, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, he's been
Was
great.
that a fair trade? Let's hear about it in the comments.
Yeah, I got the 49ers there too. They're getting hot just at the right time. It sounds like they had fun down in Mexico City. Sounds like Mexico City really liked San Francisco. I've got them getting the dub here against the Saints at home. So Sunday night game this week, we have the Green Bay Packers traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. I actually think this is going to be a very, very intriguing game. I'm really excited to watch it. Caleb, I'm going to toss it to you first.
I think it is intriguing. Eagles have been they lost 2 weeks ago, and then they eked out a win against the very, 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 I cannot stress enough how lowly the Colts are. And so, yeah, it's interesting. Packers, though, are showing no signs of life after getting steamrolled by the Titans in Lambeau last weekend. But I do think they're going to put up a last-ditch effort here to try and make something of the season. This is where they need to start getting something going, or it's done. I'm going Packers.
Oh, I wondered if you were building it up to go for that pick. Okay.
Sometimes I build it up, and then I still go with the Eagles.
I know, right?
But
so
no,
I do think, I think this game is going to be really intriguing. I'm actually very excited to watch it. I think it's going to be really close, hard fought, but I think the Eagles are going to edge out and win at home against the Packers. Yes. So that takes us to Monday night with the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on those, as aforementioned, lowly Colts. I've got the Steelers here, actually. They put up a good fight against the Bengals last week, didn't come out with the dub, but they were able to really string together some good drives, put some points on the board. I've got Steelers beating the Colts in Indy.
Well,
Caleb.
I'm going to pick Colts, and then let's move on to the next game.
Oh! I feel like I need you to expound on that. I can't fathom this. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I need to pick up games on you. That's why I'm going that route.
Please. Don't put it on me.
All I can say is the Colts won't win that game, but the Steelers are going to lose it.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. Okay. That's all you're going to say. Fine.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right. In the final game of week 12, we have the Cincinnati Bengals coming back to Nashville for a rematch of last year's first round playoff game. Well, I guess second round playoff game. Bengals coming to Nashville to take on the Titans. Caleb, I'm going to toss this one your way. Cincinnati's actually 1.5-point favorite on the road.
That's fair. Their offense is generating big plays. They had like 8 plays of 20-plus yards or more just last week, and that is without Jamar Chase, who tore us up in the playoffs. I mean, he tears up everyone. Joe Burrow is looking smooth and cool. I wish I could be Joe Burrow some days.
Not all days.
No, not every day. I would not be willing Joe Burrow every day.
Not the days he gets sacked 9 times.
I am loving our defensive line. The Titans are winning in the trenches right now. It's the next man up mentality, even with all the injuries we're dealing with. And I think our line, just like we did in the playoffs, is going to sack Joe Burrow a lot. And that's how you stop that passing game. That's how you stop those big plays. Tannehill's looked sharp as ever, as he ever has on Thursday night against the Packers. That passing game's starting to get some efficiency. It's starting to get going. Some players, Treylon Burks had his best game of the year, over 100 yards of his career so far. So I like where that's trending. And obviously, Derrick Henry is still just an absolute wrecking ball.
He's so constant.
I feel like he's actually really embodying that this year since he hasn't broken away for long runs. He's just a constant smashing power up the middle that just weakens their line, opens up the play action. And now we got some receivers that are actually getting involved. So I am going to go Titans by a lot. A landslide, as they say.
Yeah, I was
Let's go, Titan.
Very excited after this last Thursday night game against the Packers. I think that's the best game I've ever seen Ryan Tannehill play.
Agreed.
Which we've been waiting for this, right? So stringing that together with the consistency of Derrick Henry, with how incredible our defense is playing no matter who is out on the field. I've got us winning this game at home against the Bengals. It's going to be hard fought. I don't think it's going to be quite the blowout that you just promoted, but I do think we're going to come away with the dub. It's going to be dirty, gritty. I mean, we haven't forgotten what happened last year, okay?
No,
this team has not forgotten, so there's going to be some extra fight in us, just a little bit more than we normally have, which is already a lot.
Big Jeff is coming for you, Cool Joe.
Look out.
See you on the turf eating grass.
Well, that's all we've got this week for our Week 12 picks. Who are you picking? Let us know in the comments below. What's your big upset of the week?
Browns over Bucks, baby. Browns over Bucks.
We will catch you next time. Peace out. Thanks for watching.